Plymouth has a thriving arts community, and the Art Shop right here in our downtown plays a huge part in it. Julie spoke to artists and co-owners Jessie Fries and Eddy Murray about what's good and good to know about their studio and the arts in our area.
We are so pleased to welcome Jessie Fries and Eddy Murray, both from the Art Shop in Plymouth. And before we get into the Art Shop and all the wonderful things that people can find there and see there, let's talk a little bit about your backgrounds and how you got here. Eddy, metalsmithing and jewelry design and a whole bunch of other things. And how did you end up here?
Well, Julie, thanks for having us, first of all. I'm a fifth generation jeweler. I learned from my family, my mother's side. My grandfather, my uncles were in the jewelry industry around the Rhode Island area. And I got into it. They would send me there on school vacations to polish rings and solder silver. And I just kind of fell into it. And after high school, I pursued it. I went to the Jewelry Institute. I got some jobs at some manufacturers. And over time, I became a model maker. And a model maker is someone that a company will give a design to, and that person will make the first piece, the prototype, the model. And from that model, they'll show the buyers and it'll go into manufacturing. And it's the starting point. I learned a lot of things climbing that ladder. I was in it for about almost 35 years, 30 years as a model maker. The industry has left. We don't do that much here in the States anymore. And there are not many companies, and there are even less model makers. And when model makers are called upon, it's no longer someone's hands, heart, and mind. It's a machine, usually CAD CAM, computer assisted design and modeling, laser cutting, 3D printing. So I'm on to something else. This here, the Art Shop, is my second act. So
Wow,
that's my backstory.
That's a fascinating backstory. Jessie, what about you? How did you end up where you are today?
Always wanted to be an artist since I was a little kid. Did well at all, in grade school, high school. Grades were decent. Went away to New York from little town in Carver here, Massachusetts, and was going to be this artist. And took a semester of art classes, failed every one. Told I had absolutely no talent, and to pack my bags, come home. So I called my folks and I said I'm going to come home. I went to the library. That's before internet. And I took out art books and how to, and I studied and I learned and I practiced. And now with the internet and YouTube, I am self-taught. If there's something I want to learn, I will practice and practice and practice. And sometimes I fail, but sometimes I succeed more often than not. And it's just a passion. I wanted to be an artist for as long as I can remember.
Good for you. And what a wonderful twist on that someone in a college told you didn't have any talent. And if anyone who sees your work product would obviously disagree with that statement. So good for you. Good for you for staying with it. Now, how did you two end up joining forces to create the Art Shop in Plymouth?
I think that we had mutual friends that we were unaware of. We did many art festivals, juried art shows in the South Shore. It's a small community and you get to know faces and people. And over the years, I think we had people say, hey, do you know so-and-so and Eddy and Jessie? And so you guys should get to be friends and know each other. And that's how it started. I think we did some art fairs and things together.
Yeah, we did. I think we recognized each other's work first, and then, we put the face to it after some time. And we became friends. And when the opportunity came, it'll be 8 years ago this year.
That we opened our business together, yes.
Yeah, we did in Plimpton. And it was a small shop. We were open only on the weekends. And it's just...
May I
Sure.
interrupt? Our first studio venture together as the Art Shop was a tiny little studio space. And we didn't have running water or a bathroom. And we would carry 3 gallons of water every day that we were there. And that's where we teach classes. And we have come a long way. We like to think we're successful now that we have indoor plumbing.
We have
in our new studio, in the downtown Plymouth studio.
Yeah, what a labor of love to get to where you are. Now, how did you end up in downtown Plymouth, which is, let's face it, a perfect location?
Absolutely. It was definitely a goal of ours. It was a business school from once we started working together 8 years ago, we realized, okay, we have a great rapport. We have a good balance and we want to make this grow. There was no doubt of that. Plimpton is not the art mecca of the world. It's a beautiful town, but Plymouth was our dream because of tourists and people, and there's big art and music community growing and developing downtown.
Yeah.
And we wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah,
We want to
that's
be
yeah.
not only a part of it, we want to be a place where people come to find art and music and stuff in our
Right.
place.
Yeah, we found ourselves coming here to hang out because of the culture, the music,
Yeah.
the food, the art. It was just there's a nice buzz here that we really want to be a part of, and we hope we're contributing to it too. We figured we'd make a place that maybe we'd like to stumble
Yes.
upon
Yeah.
if we were out looking for some art.
And we are a working studio, so people can come in. Sometimes we're working on something. In the beginning, it was a little challenging, that flow of work when you get in that zone as an artist, then you have to start and stop because you're welcoming people in at any time of the day, and you might be in the middle of a project, but we've developed and learned that it's kind of exciting for some people to have questions and see artists actually making and creating, and we can stop, explain what's going on, and that's been a positive.
Yeah, people are enthralled with the process,
Yeah.
seeing it happen. They have questions. They might want to learn it themselves. They just like to see that something's handmade. You know, especially nowadays when, if it is handmade, it's far away, and usually it's not handmade.
Right. You're so right. And artists, true artists that use their hands and use their imagination, like you've both said, it's going by the way of the dodo bird. I mean, all this 3D printing and you can get everything instantly, and a CAD CAM can do it, or a computer program can do it for you. I don't think anything replaces watching an artist work. There is something magical about it. And I'm so glad you mentioned that because you're right. And I always wondered, working artists that do welcome people into their studios or into their shops as they're working, how much of a distraction is it? And like you said, Jess, you just kind of build it into, and it must be actually part of the inspiration because you see how it affects the people that are watching you.
Absolutely. I will admit in the beginning it was very challenging for me because I get very focused on the project I might be working on. But now we expect it. We expect to be interrupted 30 times a day, and it's mostly awesome. And
absolutely.
We welcome it. We welcome it because people coming up, people spending the money they made, you know, it helps us buy more material. It helps us stay in business, keep the lights on.
Yeah.
We've learned to love it.
Now, how did this past year and a few months of the pandemic affect you business-wise?
Business-wise, we were closed for the 3 months of quarantine. Fortunately, we have home studios that we worked at. We made a pact with each other and for ourselves too, for our sanity. We worked in our studios uninterrupted for those 3 months, and we created daily, and we would share images that, we would message constantly, say, okay, what are you working on? And we just kept at it as if
we were here.
There was a light at the end of the tunnel, and that we were going to get back. We were going to survive this business-wise. And we were fortunate to put a lot of stress and uncertainty in our work, but channel it into something positive.
That's one of the great things about being an artist. It's about expression, and it was a tough time for everybody, but fortunately we were able to express ourselves through our work.
And I'd like to say, like when we did reopen downtown Plymouth, we had such local support. It wasn't the 2020 banner year Plymouth was expecting. Nobody was able to celebrate and have that banner year we were hoping for. But we had a very welcoming from the local community.
People made a conscious effort to support the businesses that they wanted to see succeed. You saw that with a lot of the takeout with the restaurants in town. We saw it, and it was wonderful. It was really moving, and it really helped us carry on, fight on. One of the nice things, I shouldn't say nice things, that's a bad word. One of the silver linings with the pandemic was Plymouth stayed home. And Plymouth found us in their backyard. Usually we get a lot of tourists in the summer and throughout the year. But Plymouth found us, and we're grateful because they keep coming back.
And then local people be like, oh, we've driven by, we've seen the sign. But now we had the opportunity, the time to check out what's going on down there. And we've made new friends and new customers and repeat customers. It's been kind of exciting.
Yeah,
we'll have to learn their faces.
You're so right, because this brought neighbors and neighborhoods together in a way it never had before. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because you're absolutely right. And those friendships and those relationships that you fostered during that time will only expand and grow. They're not going to go away now. So now you can add the tourists back in to this wonderful neighborhood of people that you have. Now you're both part of, on first Friday of every month, which was the galleries, artists, shops, and downtowns of the Plymouth Bay Cultural District opens their doors to everybody. How did that work out?
We have had 2 under our belt for 2021. What we are offering on First Fridays is we had one just this recent week, and we did art demonstrations. We did maybe 6 or 7 throughout the evening, spontaneous, when there was enough groups of people to watch. And that was kind of exciting for people to walk in and just have something special just for them. We also built
Mona Lisa.
The Mona Lisa smile. We framed and
with the face cut out so people could get behind there, put their face
excellent.
and take a picture.
a play on selfies.
Yeah.
And we also we had a spread. We actually, for the first time in a long time, because it's something we did in the before times, we put out cheese and crackers, some refreshments. We love doing that. And we finally was able to do that.
It was kind of celebratory, everybody coming in. And also this was the first event that we've had without masks.
Wasn't it
You're
wonderful?
welcome to wear them. Yeah, it's just the mandate is done.
The mandate is left.
Right.
It was just wonderful.
Wonderful. So you embraced them and they embraced you, and now you're all in your environment that you love, which is just wonderful. Jessie and Eddie, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sure people will visit your shop, and we'll tell them all about how to get there and to find out more information. It's been such a joy talking to you both. Thank you.
Thanks, Julie.
A pleasure, Julie. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Thank you, Julie. To learn more, visit the Art Shoppe Facebook page.
If you've enjoyed this video by The Local Scene, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.